It's now time for the morning show on XL7-TV.
Good morning. Welcome to the morning show.
Good morning. I'm trying to get my mic unmuted and it don't like me. So
Well, that's okay. We appreciate you joining us this July 15th.
Now I'm unmuted.
On a hump day. I'm David Stroud.
How to get that in there?
You preempted me. I'm supposed to say Scooter Scott Callie's and then
All right, I'll wait.
Scooter Scott Callie's.
Whoop, whoop.
Thanks. I appreciate you.
I don't know what happened. My mic keeps muting on me.
Oh, so they can't hear you?
Whoop, whoop.
Aw, they can't hear you.
All right, I'm good now.
You good now?
I'm up and going.
And welcome to the morning show on XL7-TV. We like to start off with the morning prayer. That's brought to you by Roller Funeral Home. With all our respect, they have 29 in the state and 1 in Memphis, Tennessee. They do a job for us that I could not, right?
It's a tough job.
It's a tough job.
It really is, but if you meet any one of them, you can tell they have a calling for what they do. They love helping people. They love trying to make a difference.
Yeah.
And they do. They make it a lot easier in a really rough time that you're going through.
Yeah, I mean, it's in our time of need when we lose a loved one, that's the hardest part of our life is that, none of us are getting out alive. But we don't want to see anybody go, and we sure do miss them when they do. But they're there to help us transition with funeral arrangements. So with that, we'll take a moment for the morning prayer. Dear Lord, I want to ask you to watch over our veterans. We've got 2 coming in today to talk to us, and a lot happens with them after they come back home from combat, and we just want you to watch over them, put your hand on their shoulder, guide them, help them, keep them from doing the unthinkable, and watch over first responders. A lot of them the police are getting a bad rap right now, so we need you to remind the people that are talking bad about them that they're there to help us. They're, a part of our community. Not all of them are bad. So I just ask that you watch over all of us and all of them. And this I pray, amen.
Amen.
Roller Funeral Home, with all our respect. And we appreciate their morning sponsor of the morning prayer. And with that, we'll take a short break and hear from Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z Team.
Ever been in a cave before?
It's our first time.
All right.
Where are you going?
I'll see you at the car!
How will we?
The car! Your offer has been accepted. Ever bought a house before?
It's our first time.
All right.
Where are you going?
I'll see you at the closing.
But how will we?
The closing!
Welcome back to the morning show, and that was Bob and Linda Zadora's new commercial.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. She sent me that last night, and I was like,
too.
I got to find a way to get that on this morning. I
laughed out loud. Where are you going?
That was pretty cool.
Can you relate to that?
I can. I can.
So that's why
for a lot of people, it can be really confusing, not knowing and not being through the process. But there's so many of these new home buyers that they don't
never
know
done it before. Yeah.
And
a lot of people that will take advantage of that. And Bob and Linda Zadora are realtors you'd recommend to a friend, and that's true because their commitment to excellence and helping you through this process. They're not going to get one over on you.
And they have a kind of a slogan, and if I may mess this up, but it's the right home for the right time in your life.
Exactly.
And they know that you're going to go through changes.
Yeah.
And you're going to buy this home, and this is going to be my forever home. And then
something
5
changes.
years down the road, oh my gosh.
Right.
I've got to move here. And they understand that. And that's what they truly want to make a difference. They want to find the right home. They don't want to just sell you a home.
Exactly.
They want to find the right home, and that's where they take pride in. And that's the reason why they win the awards.
It's well said. I couldn't have said it better myself, right? With that, we'll take a look at the White River, brought to you by the Z Team, Bob and Linda Zadora. And that is a beautiful shot we love to bring you every day. That's the way you start the day, right?
That is.
That's looking into Cotter, Arkansas, from Marion County into Baxter County. Off in the distance to the right is us in Mountain Home, Arkansas. In the center is a mountain that there's another camera that zooms in on. we're never going to know the name, Scooter.
Yeah, we're never going to figure out
the name of this mountain.
I think I've got it up on the
there
other. There it is.
It's a little, I guess, misty.
Probably Wallace Knob.
Wallace Knob. You know the name?
It's way out in Missouri.
Yeah. As I was watching one of the shows, and they said as the crow flies, probably 10 or 12 miles away.
It may be. Yeah.
Yeah. Do what now?
Howard Ridge.
Howard Ridge.
Could be Howard Ridge.
Could be. We might have the name, and finally,
I'm gonna
until
have
it's
to
guaranteed,
do some homework.
I
might have to do some homework on that.
Anyway, there it is. See how it switches around. You can go to retiredarkansas.net and find these live feeds.
24 hours a day.
Yeah, 24 hours a day. You can also screenshot. So if it gets into a spot that's really pretty and you like it and you want to make it the background on your computer, or you want to show somebody, you can screenshot it with the. I guess there's a tool.
Well,
you go to the bottom of the picture.
Your computer's always got a little button.
That's true. Yeah, you can always screenshot that way. So go to retiredarkansas.net to also find their listings.
Look at the water moving.
Zadora have their MLS listings on there also. Yeah, look at the water. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
And it reminds me that I didn't call in for the dam report. That's my bad. Anyway, moving on.
We're calling.
Yeah. Give Bob and Linda Zadora a call if you're looking to buy or sell your home at 870-405-0793. Realtors you'd recommend to a friend. I recommend them. They have many awards for their commitment to customer service.
Yes.
98. It's like that commercial said. 98%.
Satisfaction rate.
Thank you. It just wanted to escape me. It happens, right? Especially when I'm
and
on live TV.
That's a high number when you're dealing with a market
That's
like
incredible.
this, because
nobody gets 100.
this is a stressful market for,
Right.
You get all sorts of people that are going through. They say moving is one of the hardest things you ever do.
Oh yeah, I've
So
done
you
it
got
too
a lot
many
of
times.
stressful people, and to have a 98%
satisfaction rate or success.
I can't even talk.
I've got
satisfaction
him now.
rate.
Yes,
it is completely impressive. It really is.
Yeah, it really is. And we appreciate their sponsorship of the morning weather, and so we will move on to the morning weather. And Mountain Home, Arkansas, we have 76. Harrison, Arkansas, 77. Batesville, 77. Yellville, 77. Marshall is at 72. Salem at 74. Mountain View at 72. Calico Rock at 76. West Plains, Missouri at 74. Springfield, Missouri at 75, Poplar Bluff at 73, and St. Louis at 79. Look at the national radar. We've got some activity up in, well, not here, but up in Des Moines, Iowa's area. I have to say it because it's, there we go. Up in Minnesota, we've got some activity in Montana, but over Arkansas, it's looking beautiful again. We'll zoom in, no activity whatsoever. We'll press play here.
There's nothing.
Nothing. Is it? There it goes. So future cast, we're rolling 8:30. Look, it's going to be beautiful. We'll scan back out. A sunshiny day. Right, Scooter?
Beautiful.
Caught you not looking. Advisories. It looks like for some reason we're in Wyoming. And
because there's nothing here.
There's nothing.
Nearest
Yeah.
advisory.
Severe outlook. It's pretty much, it's mild, marginal across the northern part of Missouri into Iowa, across Illinois. So, I mean, today is looking pretty good. No severe outlook. And watches and warnings. It's heat advisory over in northeast Arkansas, into Tennessee. But I'm gonna say that's still a part of us too. So it's going to be hot. We know it's going to be hot. Be careful out there. Today is mostly sunny, a high of 93. Tonight, partly cloudy, low of 72. Thursday, mostly sunny, high of 95. See, it's hot.
It's hot.
It's hot. Thursday night, partly cloudy, low of 73. Friday, sunny, high of set to 96. Friday night, mostly clear, low of 72. Saturday, sunny, high of 93. Saturday night, low of 68 and mostly clear. Juneteenth, sunny and high of 92. So, drink lots of water. Come in out of the heat when you can if you work outside. Take breaks. Get you one of them cooling towels, wrap it around your neck. But main thing is, take breaks. If you're out there working outside, if you got to jump in your truck and turn on the AC and cool down for 10 or 15 minutes.
Maybe jump in the truck. I don't know about turning on the AC. Anytime I get an AC, it's so much harder coming back into the heat.
Oh, I gotcha. I had to the other day. I had to get in out of the heat. I tried to sit outside after I had mowed, and I couldn't still get my second wind because it was so hot breathing in that.
It gets hard to breathe.
Yeah. Pollen breakdown for today is low. Tomorrow there will be something, and we'll find out tomorrow. Grass pollen is moderate today. Tomorrow very high. Friday very high. We know tree pollen's around forever, right?
Yeah, they keep saying none tomorrow, but that's been forever.
Right. Water level on Norfolk is 572.09, 20 feet above full pool.
They're running 2 generators.
Thank you.
And they've been running over 24 hours. So.
Thank you, Scooter. Bull Shoals Lake water level is at 687.10. Level is 28 feet above full pool.
And they're running 8 generators right now and been running 8 for over 24 hours, it said.
Right. I think they've been kicking that since Sunday.
Yeah.
And today is the 15th. And what did Arkansas Game and Fish say? That by the 15th, they were going to be kicking those generators open and letting the water out.
He was right.
Yeah. The morning weather is brought to you by the Z Team, Bob and Linda Zadora. They are licensed here in Arkansas and also Missouri, so northern Arkansas, southern Missouri, they can help you out buying or selling a home. Give them a call, 870-405-0793. Go to retiredtoarkansas.net and take a look at their listings. They have the MLS listings, and they can help you with any of those. Just give them a call. With that, we're going to take a short break and come back with community news.
It's a matter of taste, and at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
Have you ever known? What?
Good morning. Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. In community news, we have brought this up every day since last week. But
well, it's important.
Yes, and tomorrow is the day. So, I have to let you know that tomorrow is the day. Thursday, the 16th at the Old Harps from 9 to 4. The Twin Lakes Retired Police Scholarship Fund is going to be giving away prizes. You can buy a ticket for $5, 5 tickets for $20. The first prize is a 2-day houseboat use courtesy of Bull Shoals Boat Dock. Second prize is $300 auto or boat detail by A+ Auto and Marine Detail. Third prize, America the Beautiful 5-ounce uncirculated silver coin. And your generosity will benefit police family members with college scholarships. They're a 501c3 charity, and that is a worthy cause. So this money is going to go towards scholarships for these kids going to college, and every little bit helps. I said yesterday that my daughter applies for every scholarship she can get, and next semester she will actually be getting paid to go to college.
That's awesome.
She's still going to work, don't get me wrong, for extra money and spending money and saving money, but it's most important. My wife is a counselor at the junior high. She's been a counselor at Norfolk, and during her time at Norfolk, she helped kids apply for scholarships. Now, they still had to do the work and send it in.
Yeah, and it's nice to have somebody like that to guide them, because kids, they don't know where to go. Where do I apply? Where do I blah, blah, blah. So It is good to have somebody say, all right, these are the ones that fit you.
Exactly.
These are the ones you can apply for. These are the ones that... There's so many scholarships out there that kids don't even apply for.
I know, right?
They don't even know
They don't even know it's out there. So helping them out is great. And this is a scholarship for police family members. And
go out there tomorrow, support them. You're going to the Harps to buy something anyways. Might as well give them a little bit, help some kids with some scholarships.
$5 for 1 ticket, $20 for 5 tickets, so it's like you're getting one for free.
There you go.
And I tell you what, you win that 2 2-day houseboat.
It's worth it.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Any one of those would be nice.
Definitely. And so we're just going to cover that one because it's 7:15. We're going to take a short break, and we're coming back with Dan Hall and Hollie Scoma. All right, I said that right. We'll be back after this.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care in Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
Are you looking for the best barbecue in 2 states?
Holy smokes!
Want the meatiest fall-off-the-bone ribs?
Holy smokes!
The most tender and delicious pulled pork?
Holy smokes!
The tastiest brisket in the Ozarks?
Holy smokes!
Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering is the only place you need to go. Dine in, carry out, and the best food for your next catered event.
Holy smokes!
We're your mountain home for great barbecue cooking.
Holy smokes!
A higher calling for your taste buds.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. Our guests are Dan Hall. He's a part of the Arkansas Department of Disabled American Veterans, and Hollie Scoma, District 3 Veteran Service Officer.
Yep.
Welcome to the show, and thank you for joining us.
Morning.
Morning. I've known Dan Hall for quite a few years, going back to my dad's car lot days, and you'd come by and visit with him.
That was a long time ago.
A long time. We're talking 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So I've known Dan for a long time. He's also my concealed handgun instructor. So I think I'm pretty good for a couple of years.
But, he's mine too.
Is he? I think he's a lot of people's. But Holly and I just met, so it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So what's on the agenda? I don't know a lot about this. I watched Bob's show last time. I took some notes, but I'm afraid when it comes to veterans and what you all do, I'm ignorant. School me.
Well, that's what we're here for.
Exactly.
I'm going to say that even if you knew, you wouldn't be able to keep up.
Oh, no.
Listen to them two talk and the changes that happen every time they come on the show. She's talking about the new changes. There's no way you could sit at home and keep up with what's going on.
Well, and that's when I watched the last show, it said on June 7th, it said that training on changes within the VA and getting the service officers prepared. How did that go on the 7th?
So that went really good. We had almost all of our service officers there. We had a really good training, so we went over some of the new changes and new things that are happening. And then we also went over some of the old things just to make sure that we're doing best practices so that our VSOs, our veteran service officers for the county, can help our veterans to the best of their ability.
That's good.
So, and then we also had our new veteran service officer there. So that's why it's a little bit of the old and the new at the training. So Malcolm Summerall is our new Stone County veteran service officer. So warm welcome to him. So
yeah.
That's in Mountain View too, by the way.
Okay. Since the state reorganized and created the 9 districts out here where the veterans actually live, and Holly is District 3. She's got 9 counties from Harrison to Batesville.
Yeah.
And the consistency of the services you'll get from your county veteran service officers is night and day compared to what it used to be, because we had a few that had been around a while and stuck in their old ways. We had some that were new and didn't have any background, and now it's pretty standardized. Things are changing constantly, and that's her job. Her quarterly training brings everybody up to date. And of course, then she also invites, we have our own veteran service officers with the disabled American veterans that help the veterans. It used to be it took several years to get a claim in.
Yes.
And we developed a process called fully developed claims. And we can help a veteran. These are all the things you need to file that claim.
Okay.
And before we
streamlined it and get it faster.
Before we send them to see our county veteran service officer, they know what they need to do.
That's great.
It used to be they would go see it and then they would file a claim, and then they wait a year for VA to say, well, we need this or that, and it would take years. Now we're down to what, 90 days or 120 days?
So right now the average claim for fully developed, depending on how many conditions you're sending, is about 156, I believe, on the VA website. But if you're looking at it, they're getting thousands of claims every day.
Yeah.
And like I said, it depends on how many you're sending. If you're sending one item, that 90 days is a good possibility, especially if it's fully developed and you have everything that they need. But if you're sending 10 things, that's where they have to look into each and everything.
It seems like it's improving, because when I watched the last show from a month ago, it was 162 days.
Oh, yeah.
So it's improved
Just
by
slightly.
about a week.
Just slightly, yeah.
Hey, every little bit helps.
Right.
It had been better until COVID, and
Yeah.
the VA was working from home and it's not working at all, and they got behind again. So the the VBA hearings were put on hold. So it fluctuates, but we're talking in terms of days and weeks as opposed to years that it used to be.
Yeah.
I'm just really encouraged with where we are with it, and of course, since the Mission Act came on, and the local Baxter Regional is doing everything they can do to be the provider of choice for veterans, where they don't have to go 3 hours on the road for a 15-minute appointment.
Right.
But that's a big help.
Because that's what my dad would have to do. He'd go to the VA in Poplar Bluff. I mean, this was back in the 90s. He had to go, that's 3.5 hours away? Yep. So that's changed to where they can do some of that stuff here.
It's constantly improving, but like we talked about fully developed claims. Well, first of all, the proof of service and the proof of combat, for example, some nexus between the disability or the injury or the illness and service. And that may often require a doctor's examination. If you have all that ahead of time, it just really speeds the thing up.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it used to be you filed your claim and then they'd ask for this form or that form, and then a year later they might schedule for you a C&P hearing with one of their doctors, and
And they would drag it on just ever so slightly and ask repeatedly for multiple doctor's explanations and, oh, are you on medication, or do you have this doctor's note?
And this, we've taken this concept and moved it into veteran services pretty much thoroughly. For example, when you're talking to private providers that might be involved with the community care network under the Mission Act, which means that I go over to the clinic here and I need to see a specialist. I don't have to go to Little Rock necessarily. They can probably arrange me something here in Baxter County. Well, there are a lot of providers that aren't involved with the VA, that don't quite understand the military culture and the whole idea of nexus to military service. I talk to providers all the time. They say, well, we don't really treat veterans. I say, oh, but you do.
Yeah.
You're not just not being paid by VA.
Yeah.
Okay, but they're still veterans, and by understanding their service and asking the right questions, you may find that part of their issue has to do with their military service, etc.
Right.
So the whole system improves with this. We started this when it's 7 years now, or gone on 8, that we started our suicide prevention program. And fits and starts and out of pocket, and finally figured out some ways to get a little bit of grant money from DAV National and then from VA. And we have had great success with the peer-to-peer relationships, and we brought the suicide rate in Baxter County down by 75%.
Wow,
well,
that's excellent.
Senator Bozeman took note of that. We had asked him for some help and in support of a grant, and he looked at our results and took it national and said, good gosh, look what Mountain Home, Arkansas is doing with almost no resources.
Right.
And then he created legislation that requires the VA to support local
programs,
like
what you've done.
Yeah, instead of the top down. Well, from there, the state now got a grant through VA and SAMHSA. I hate acronyms.
They have a lot of them.
Substance Abuse and Mental Health Administration, and VA teamed up with a grant, and the state has now applied for that. So there's 2 additional counties. They're taking our framework from here in Mountain Home and going to apply it as best we can to Garland County and Hot Springs County.
This is a pilot program you had talked about last time you were on.
Yes, and
there's 3 counties going to be a part of it, Baxter and those 2. Yeah.
Empowering veterans under that grant, and they're in the process now of coming up here and looking at what we're doing. And matter of fact, we've been invited now to go to Hollie, and myself and my wife are all in part of this. We'll be going to Boulder, Colorado, the 12th and 13th of July to be on a nationwide summit with these VA programs. I've been asked to be on one of the panels.
Great.
So what we've done right here in this county has been noticed around the country. We were actually honored. Last weekend was our state convention for disabled American veterans. And I've been the legislative officer and benefits protection team lead for years, I had to go to that, and we got honored on the first day of the convention by Secretary of Arkansas Department of Veterans Affairs and Dr. Scott, who is the director of Central Arkansas Veterans Healthcare, honored our chapter, our unit. It was a pretty good convention. And then Tim Griffin, our lieutenant governor, who happens to be a full bird colonel in the Army Reserves, I guess he's the staff JAG officer out of Fort Jackson now, but he did a really good keynote opening address that was real motivating.
Yeah, that's great that what you guys have done has been noticed nationally. and that you'll be bringing in more counties, more states into this program.
We looked at it and said if it can't be done in Baxter County, it can't be done. But this community came on board, and we have everybody involved from ASU to Baxter Regional to county government and city government and the mayor. And part of this has to do with identifying those veterans that aren't actually in what we call the veterans community. And if you look at, just take census information, there's about 5,600 veterans according to the census in Baxter County. Well, where are they? If you add up the total number of members in our Disabled American Veterans, VFW, American Legion, you come up with about 1,000 people. And many of us are members of all three of them.
Right, yeah.
So that's less than 20% of the veteran community. Where are the rest of them? Well, a lot of them came back, and that service was compartmentalized, and they went on with their lives. They became part of the law enforcement community, or the healthcare community, or the education community, because they're teachers, or first responder community. So they don't really look at themselves as veterans. So what our project did was created surveys. The county was amazed to find, I think, 30% of their employees are veterans.
Yeah.
Chief of police, 20% of his law enforcement officers are veterans.
Right. Because if it's never brought up, they don't know.
Yeah.
They don't,
well, and so a lot of them, it's a matter of the stolen valor issue. When they're seeing guys coming home with missing limbs and what have you from combat injuries, they don't consider themselves war veterans.
Yeah.
And so they have to ask the question, have you ever served in the military? That's a whole different thing. And yes, I had,
Yeah.
But I didn't go to war. I didn't actually go to combat.
I see what you're saying. So. Yeah, they don't feel like they're a veteran if they weren't in combat.
Well, we even have that with just service period, where they're like, well, my service wasn't terrible, so I don't think I deserve benefits. And it's not about that. They're entitled to a lot of these things if they just apply. So.
And Alicia, who actually created the way this position works, we call Hollie Alicia 2.0, actually started statewide the Military Service Sisters group. How many do you have now involved with that?
So it's almost 200 on the Facebook page, and then we have about 100 that come to our meetings. And so we have a lunch that we sit down and we kind of all have like a little bit of like fellowship and mentorship and talk about our stories. And it's not even specifically veteran centric all the time. It's just things we like to do and getting together and having that community and having that space to have those conversations if we need to.
Yeah, so common interest. Yeah. With that, we're gonna take a short break. We'll come back to that, and we'll see you here after just a few commercials.
Be right back.
Overhead Door, a garage door company that has been with your family from the beginning, through all the ups and downs of life. From the small repairs to making your vision a reality. Overhead Door, your trusted garage door expert since 1921. Be sure you're getting the genuine, the original overhead door service.
Call Overhead Door Company of North Arkansas today in Mountain Home.
At Serendipity Bliss, we love turning your day into a once-in-a-lifetime memory by offering unique, beautiful, and specialized event and wedding rentals that can transform any atmosphere into something you will never forget. Whether it's your dream wedding, a golden anniversary, Sweet 16 party, or a company event, we can make any event blissfully perfect. Serendipity Bliss carries unique specialty gifts and bridal jewelry and helps coordinate decor, table items, theme-related pieces, and more. Make your day blissfully perfect with Serendipity Bliss, located behind Car Care Mountain Home.
Scrap Daddy's Metals is a full-service scrap recycling center accepting your scrap metals for recycling, paying you top dollar for all of your recyclable metals. They even buy cars and catalytic converters. Give them a call today at 870-424-6120 or visit them at 2821 Highway 5 North in Mountain Home. At Letty's Mexican Restaurant, we are here to keep you safe during these difficult times, as well as serve you the best Mexican food in the area. That's why we've installed a convenient pickup window for all your to-go and pickup orders, as well as a covered outdoor seating area. Give us a call at 870-435-2532 to order your next meal. And don't forget, Letty's also provides catering for small parties or big events. Experience the best in Mexican cuisine. Letty's in Gassville, close to Lake North.
Thank you for joining us, and welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. Our guests are Dan Hall and Hollie Scoma. They are champions of veterans, is the way I'm going to put it. Tell us a little bit more about the Arkansas Women Veterans Group. And now you have a 9-county district, but it's not just for the women in your county; it's for the whole state.
Yes. So on Facebook, it's Arkansas Women Veterans, and so it covers a lot of the area.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the women get together in the other counties that are smaller. I'm not sure how many they're getting together, but they do get together, and they still have that mentorship, like I said. So they still get together. We have lunches and dinners that they can attend. We have cards that we pass out. I think our next one is on the 24th. And I want to say it's at Raps Barren.
Oh,
so,
that's a good place
yeah,
to have
we have so many good restaurants that we go to. It's so fun.
Very nice.
And part of our success locally has to do with also our Disabled American Veterans Auxiliary Unit.
Mm-hmm.
And we did it a little differently. Most people, if you remember the VFW and American Legion, they used to talk about the Women's Auxiliary, which was the wife of the veterans. Which
sure.
In modern day, that doesn't work because women are also veterans.
Yes, they are.
And most of our members that are active are in their 70s and what have you. So if they're tired, don't you think their family is also?
Yeah.
Well, we've been doing this outreach picnic for probably 16 or 18 years now. And we used to feed 175, 200 veterans and their families at Hickory Park.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we had local supporting people that helped us do that. We decided to create an auxiliary unit, not with the family members, but with the community that already is out there helping us.
Yeah.
Instead of helping us one day a year, we kind of gave them ownership of some of these projects. And the result was that we outgrew Hickory Park, went over and talked to Chancellor Robin Myers at the university and said, hey, we need some help. We outgrew Hickory Park. And he said, what do you need? We'll do whatever you want. So
nice.
We put up the big circus tents over on ASU campus, and
Yeah.
they open a building where we have restrooms with disability access and so on. First year we fed around 600. Last year was over 700.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dr. Scott from Central Arkansas Healthcare brings up the mobile unit, and they did vaccines and flu shots.
There you go. That's a good idea.
All the people that are involved with helping veterans in any way at all set up there, including the CBOC and Baxter Regional.
Yeah.
Baxter Regional has just been tremendous to work with. We were calling him the Veterans Ambassador. When the Mission Act came on, Brian Barnett was the manager of the local CBOC, the Veterans Clinic.
Okay.
Well, Baxter Regional scarfed him up to run that program.
Yeah.
And then Ashley took over at the clinic, and she's doing a great job too. But Brian, as part of our suicide prevention program, is our conduit to get all of this information out to the different providers. He meets with the mental health providers, the First Step people. He meets with all the primary care clinics and what have you. And all of this information that we make available, he is able to distribute to all the providers in the county.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, in about a 8 or 9 county area, whatever is the catchment area for Baxter Regional, is where Brian's going.
Yeah, that's excellent. When I was watching the last show, you'd said that veterans make up 9% of the population of Arkansas, but they're 18 to 20% of the suicide rate. And there was, I hate hearing that, but you would also have these programs that get them help on a local level instead of calling a national number.
Right.
To where they kind of become a number, and they kind of, would you say, fall by the wayside. And so these local programs really help, and it has lowered the suicide rate. What did you say in Baxter County? Had dropped the suicide rate
by 75%.
By 75%. That's incredible.
But we approach it a little differently. We're not clinicians. When a person thinks about suicide, it's because they got some real issues and they pretty much exhausted their own capabilities of dealing with them. That's when they become at risk. We try to find veterans way before they get to that point and provide the services and the well-being for them and their families that they don't get to that crisis level in the first place.
Yeah.
And VA has for years concentrated on that last yard line, if you will, and we're looking back midfield before you get down there.
Yeah, and that's what you got to do. Yeah, I see a lot of notes that you've got right there. Is there anything that I haven't touched that you have?
No, so we just have some new things. So the biggest thing is we have the Baxter County Veterans Fair. That's starting on the 16th of July on Saturday, and it's from 10 to 2.
Okay.
So we're going to have the capability of getting the cards for health. You're not going to be able to pick up your card there, but you can get them. So rather than having to go all the way to Little Rock, we're going to have the capabilities here.
Good.
So it's kind of like a little bit like the DAV, not as grand of a scale, but it's just talking about veterans benefits there, so that the veteran has a little bit of a more opportunity to come and see exactly what it's about and not have to like walk into Charlie's office here in Baxter and be like, what do I do? They have a little bit more to see everything else. I know he has a lot of vendors. Some food trucks are going to be out there too, I believe, so that you could purchase food. So it's going to be a good time.
I do love a good food truck.
Right.
That's for sure.
We started that about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It was we tried it with a Veterans Employment Fair at ASU, and then it went to the Veterans Benefit Fair, and all the people that have anything to do with serving veterans at all, and what programs are available, we try to have them there, and the veterans can find out. One of the biggest things we find, and I know Alicia used to talk about it all the time, with all of the websites and all of the information that's available on the Arkansas Department of Veterans Affairs website, the comment you get most often from some of these veterans is, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that, yeah.
And that's where you come in.
All the time, yeah.
Yeah, because this is what I was watching the last show, and I said, VA benefits, payments, and approvals is like a giant jigsaw puzzle, technicalities and rules. That's where you come in. Come see you when you're having trouble, because it's not cut and dried.
Yeah,
it
really is. It's a hard system, and like Dan said too, especially a lot of the VA systems, they take quite a long time. So having these local community programs is such a help for these veterans, because then they can get immediate help sometimes, as opposed to waiting months. So like I said, it's a big partnership all the time. So with the state, with VA, and with our local programs. So.
And every county has a veteran service officer. They don't all work 40 hours a week, depending on the workload in their county. Arkansas Department of Veterans Affairs pays a portion of their salary, but they actually work for your county judge.
Right.
So I can tell you Charlie Leonard's number here, but I don't have all the rest of them off the top of my head. So the rule of thumb is, if you need to find your county veteran service officer, call your county judge.
There you go.
Because that's who he works for.
Yeah. And anybody can find that number.
Exactly.
Google it. Right. Well, that's good stuff. Now, last time it said that if you have any life changes, make sure and get those updated as quickly as possible.
Right.
Because you could lose out on benefits if you don't let them know that something in your life has changed.
Dependents are a big thing.
Okay.
You lose a spouse, divorce, or whatever, and the VA benefits are based on yours and your dependents.
Yeah.
Okay, so all of a sudden you don't have that dependent anymore. And if you don't notify VA of that very early on, and it takes them a year or two to figure that out, they're going to take all that money back.
They're going to cause a debt,
They're going to give.
And a lot of people think that, well, I got divorced, but I remarried, so it's a wash. No, it's not. You got to take that person off and put the new one on.
Right. It's a wash. No, you want to be updated with the current. Because what if something happens to you, they're going to fall back on your previous and then find out that they're no longer with you, and then it's a big mess.
Yeah. So any changes, big changes, or income changes. So if your Social Security increases or decreases, you also need to let the VA know. And so they could just call the 1-800 number. It's 1-800-827-1000. That's a main VA number for a lot of things, and they could direct them to the right place. But if they have any changes, they could come in and see us. But if they don't want to come in, they can always call and ask the question, and then they'll update their stuff too.
Good deal.
There's an update also on the Veterans Crisis Line. It's now a 3-digit 988.
Yeah. Okay. 3-digit 988. Yeah. With that, at 7:45, we're going to take another break, and we'll be back.
Close to Lake Norfolk and a short journey to Jordan County Line Liquor is your destination for all your refreshment needs. They offer the widest variety of all your wines, beers, and liquors with the cleanest atmosphere and the largest selection in the area. Not sure what to get? Ask Jordan County Line Liquor's friendly and knowledgeable staff for an expert recommendation you can't go wrong with. Also, don't forget about the Smoker's Den for all your smoking and accessory needs. That's Jordan County Line Liquor, close to Lake Norfolk, located on Highway 177 in Jordan, Arkansas.
Ever been in a cave before?
It's our first time.
All right.
Where are you going?
I'll see you at the car!
How will we?
The car! Your offer's been accepted. Ever bought a house before?
It's our first time.
All right.
Where are you going?
I'll see you at the closing.
But how will we?
The closing!
It's a matter of taste, and at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. Our guests are Dan Hall and Hollie Scoma, and we were just talking off on the break that you're about to go a lot of places.
Yeah.
You're going to fly here and there. So I want to touch on that. Your office is at ASU Mountain Home.
Yes.
Dan doesn't have an office. He works out of his home, but you guys meet at the police department community room on the third Mondays?
For the DAV, yeah.
Okay, for the DAV.
And DAVA, we meet on the third Wednesday at Good Samaritan at the Wellness Center there.
Okay.
So I got a meeting there today.
Yeah. But normally you're out and about.
Yeah.
And so you're at ASU usually on Thursdays.
On Thursdays.
Okay.
So, but if they call me, I can schedule appointments and I can shoot back. So like I'm going to Stone today. So after Stone County, if I have an appointment or somebody wants to meet, I'll go up to the office and see them for a little bit. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you were talking about flying.
Oh yeah. Well, we have this this conference that we're attending.
That in Boulder, Colorado.
In Boulder, and so we're leaving on the 11th for the training. Training starts on the 12th. We fly back on the 14th for me, and then on the 16th we have the Veterans Benefit Fair, and I'll be there. So, yeah, it's like a little bit of coordination.
And I don't fly, so I'm driving.
Yeah.
And Donna,
you don't?
No.
Okay.
No, but
just
God
personal
want me to
preference?
fly, give me wing.
I understand.
No, I don't like airplanes.
That's okay.
But then we get back from that,
then
then we have our Veterans Fair, so that's going to be a full week.
Yeah.
I don't have hours. My phone rings and I hear it, I answer it.
Right.
Including when I'm on the road. So mostly you can reach me at 870-421-2322. We also have several wheelchairs and power chairs available that we have available for veterans if you have a mobility issue and you need to apply for something like that. In the meantime, we've got one we'll give you till you don't need it anymore and give it back, and we refurbish and give it to somebody else.
Very good. That's excellent.
They need to be in helping a veteran, not sitting in a storage locker.
Right. Yeah, it should be, and not in a storage locker. Well, anything else on the agenda that you guys can think of? We're in the last 10 minutes of the show.
Well, go ahead.
What do you? Oh. No, so just the only thing is that I know a lot of our veterans are starting, they're going to be starting school this next semester coming up. I just want to make sure that they know that they have to verify their enrollment monthly with the VA to receive their housing allowance. So if they're doing the post 9/11 GI Bill, they're required monthly to go and verify their enrollment. And so if they have issues and they can't verify, if they don't do it 2 months in a row, the VA will put a stop hold on their housing. So it's just an additional benefit that veterans get if they're going to school more than 50% of like a full enrollment. Then they can get a housing allowance. But if they don't verify that they're still taking that full caseload, then it'll be removed from them. And then they need to call the Veterans Eligibility Center for Education, and it's 1-888-442-4551. Or they could call us and we could help them too.
Well, what do they use to prove?
So what they do is they just tell them that they're still enrolled, and then they verify with the school that they are. So. But we apparently, during COVID, had some changes, and there were some people taking advantage of it. So
COVID has changed everything.
Yeah, they just added a little bit of an extra step in there.
And we do have at ASU a veterans counselor, career counselor, and what have you. Is that still Sherry?
Sherry is no longer in that position, I believe. So.
Yeah, I think she moved to St. Louis or around St. Louis.
Yeah.
And so if they stay in touch with their veterans counselor over there, they should be abreast of these things.
Yeah.
VA is a huge bureaucracy, and there's a lot of technocrats in the middle, and little details make a big difference. And that's just what you deal with in life. I often mention that I've actually met personally with 4 of the last 5 secretaries of the VA, and they all say the same great things about becoming more and more veteran-centric and less VA regulation-centric. And the providers that actually take care of the veterans agree with that. But in the middle, there's this thing called eligibility. That's a whole different VA.
Yeah.
And they're pretty much by the book, and so you have to get past that to get to the care side.
Right.
That's what bureaucracies are like. And Hollie and our county veteran service officers can help you get through that technical stuff.
Right. That's why you all are there. Because you got people, you had said that there's a lot of good VA doctors and practitioners, and they really want to do something for them, but they can't. Their hands are tied.
Yeah.
So.
And our CBOC is wonderful, so I don't think that's the case all over.
We're blessed in so many ways here.
Yeah, they're wonderful here. And like he said earlier, Ashley, who's running it, is super awesome. She's wonderful to work with, and if you have any concerns or anything, she's there to help.
And they're all part of our team. And we had our Together with Veterans partnership meeting, our quarterly meeting in April, and we had 26 people show up.
Yeah.
And that included the CBOC people and Baxter Regional and the city government, county government.
Yeah, we had everyone.
They even flew in from Boulder to be present with our coaches out there. Part of our background, the grant goes through what they call WICHE, which is Western Interstate Commission on Higher Education. And they're the one that created the portal and what have you, that we do all reporting on the line. So.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, and you had said that if you get turned down, and a lot of times you get turned down in the beginning, to appeal it.
Yeah.
And keep appealing it, because.
Oh yeah, when you apply, assume that'll be denied.
That'll be denied.
Be ready to appeal, and when they deny the appeal it again, and you'll end up before the Veterans Board of Appeals, and you'll win.
Right. And sometimes it might take years.
Well, this is one of the things. I was in a meeting with several of our congressional delegates in D.C. a couple of years ago, and they mentioned about the problem with the appeals being behind. And I asked a question of one of the National Service Officers. I said, all these people that are appealing to the VBA, what percent of them actually win their case and get it? And it was like 87%. I said, what? Now, I don't know about anybody else, but what that tells me is we ain't doing it right the first time.
I know, right? I mean, if 87% win on the appeal or the third appeal, then why wasn't it?
Yeah.
Why wasn't it on the first time?
And a lot of the time what they need is, like Dan said, that nexus, that link to service. So a lot of people wait when they've been out, and they wait 30 years to apply. Well, the VA is like, well, did you have this issue 30 years ago when you were in the service? And so without having that link there, sometimes that's the holdup.
That's why we
created
and that's
why the fully developed claim is so...
And the presumptives.
Yeah.
There are things, cancers and so on, that are presumed. If you were exposed to Agent Orange, it's presumed that that was your nexus, your cause.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we have the PACT Act.
Yeah.
That's a huge piece of legislation. We're waiting for the vote out of the Senate on that, and it came out of the House with everything we needed. It went to the Senate, and I had some issues, and finally redid it, went back to the House, and the House put some stuff back in that the Senate took out. Now it's back to the Senate for vote. And one of those issues is hypertension as a presumption to Agent Orange, and we've been fighting that for 50 years.
Yeah.
And it still isn't in there.
Right.
It's in this bill, or it was the last time I looked at the bill, but with the amendments and the agreements behind the scenes, who knows what it's going to be in. But it's a huge piece of legislation. It really provides presumptive diseases and illnesses for the burn pit problem.
Exactly,
the
not
Gulf
just
War
for
syndrome.
Vietnam, for Gulf War, for OIF, all of that
Right.
is covered too. It's a big...
So we're
It's a big deal.
testifying on that and pushing our Congress people all the time on those issues, and it's ongoing. I go back to the mid-'80s on Agent Orange issues, and at the same time they were paying a guy we dubbed Dr. Orange. And they were paying him millions of dollars to come in and testify that Agent Orange was harmless and never hurt anybody. And at that very same time, the EPA was evacuating the city of Times Beach, Missouri, because that same chemical had gotten into the oil they put on the road.
There's kind of a conflict there.
Yeah. And finally, in the mid-'80s, we got the Agent Orange Act passed. But these things, we fight them for years.
Yeah, they take time. Well, and you're talking about that if you get it denied, but your filing date, when you file and then you're finally approved, they'll prorate back to the date you filed.
Yes, we had that with the what we call the Blue Navy bunch. You know, originally it was presumed that you were exposed to Agent Orange if you were in country, or the way it was worded, or in the surrounding waters. Well, normally most of us would think that means 12 miles, territorial waters. Well, VA somewhere in the mid-'80s decided, let's call that actual in brown waters up the Saigon River or whatever. And so all those people that were offshore, the wind, I guess, couldn't carry the chemical out there. So anyway, they were denied for years. And finally, we won a case, I think, in 2020, Proposio case. And the Court of Appeals ruled that it had to be that 12 miles out. So now they have to go back, and all these claims from 50 years ago come back up.
Yeah.
And if the veteran's not there, there may be survivors.
I was going to ask that. If there's not, if the person has passed away, does it go to the survivors, to the family?
Yeah, so there's some older veterans my age that are getting very large payoffs on that, having to go back 50 years.
Yeah. Well, we've got about 45 seconds. Any final thoughts?
Yes, by next month we got to have this wall painted.
I know, right?
So I know what kind of a shirt to wear. I figured that since the rest of this thing is that kind of marine olive green, that a white shirt.
I did that for you.
Yeah, but you know, so I wore my white shirt and I just faded into the wall.
You know, and come to think of it, how come he didn't do this wall first and not the wall that nobody can see?
I don't know.
Scooter, what did you do?
Here we go.
He thought he was going to mess with me. On live TV.
So, Scooter, you know, when you get the paint out,
will help. I'll help.
I'll call you, Dan.
Okay.
Come on over.
Hey, we appreciate you
I have
watching the
painted
morning
a wall
show.
or two.
Yeah, I have too. Too many. We appreciate you watching, and we will see you all. Well, I won't see y'all tomorrow. I'm going to take a break, but Scooter, Bob Zadora.
Bob Zadora is coming in to host.
And
so
Jake Long will still be.
Jake Long will be here.
I think early voting started today.
Yesterday. Thank you for watching.